Alright, so I got my 53 Ford Customline here. I've had issues with the door latch not latching correctly. Actually had someone fall out of the car. So to prevent that, what I did is I went out and I bought a set of auto-lock bear claw latches. Now I just bought these on eBay. They come with the plates to weld on. They come with the latch. They come with the other plate for the car side, and they come with the striker in the bag here with a bunch of other hardware. So what I've done is I've marked approximately where I want it, and how I figured that out was I lined my latch up with where the puller for the handle would actually grab right here, and it goes through that kind of channel right through here. So I'm going to drop the latch down a little bit, and what I'll do is I'll cut the door panel out, piece of the door panel out, and install this, weld that into the door. And I'm going to do the same thing on the car side here. I've kind of marked where the center of the striker needs to be, and I'll do another video once I've done that. Alright, so I've got the hole cut out in the door for the new plate, and it fits pretty good. Might have to do a little banging around here and there to make it fit, but it looks pretty good. I did cut this all the way through right here, this kind of indent. Cut that all the way out so that hopefully my linkage, I'll be able to connect. Alright, so I've got the new plate welded in for the latch, and I've got the latch mocked up in place. Just wanted to see how it looked in there. You do have to kind of cut this out a little bit further. And much easier to do beforehand. So I went down probably about 2.5 inches or so from this lip, from this edge here. So I think the linkage and stuff will work out pretty well from where it used to be. I might have to add a little piece to it or whatever, but I'll be able to make it work. And then I've marked out where it's going to land on the other side. I just closed the door and had my son push on it, and I marked the hole. So the issue I might run into here, I haven't pulled the interior off yet, but I'm going to do that next. And then I may run into the fact that this is a lip right here, so I may have to trim the striker plate. I might have to trim the striker plate a little bit because it's boxed out, and I might have to trim this a little bit to make it work, to make it fit in there, so I don't get into that lip. There's like a 1/2 inch lip that goes up through the window here, up near the window. So more to come. All right, so here's where I'm at with our door latch here. I showed you this is all done. I did put the linkage back inside, and it lines up absolutely perfect. So what I think I'm going to do is actually thread this hole, and I'll either find a bolt with a collar on it, or I'll put a jam nut on the back side to stop the bolt, and that's going to fit in there absolutely perfect and work fine. Now on the car side, what I've done is I showed you how I marked it last time, and what I did is I went ahead and cut that out, and then I ended up having to cut the plate from what it was. The original one looked like this, so I cut some pieces out of it just to make it fit, and it fits absolutely perfect in there right now, the way I have it. So I'm going to get this tacked in there and try the door out. what I did end up having to do is, because of the way this bumps out right here, I did give this little area in here a tap with my hammer. You won't notice it inside because it's all covered by the panel anyway, your trim panel, so it's not going to be an issue. There is a little reinforcement in here that I did have to cut out. I don't think cutting that little section is going to affect anything structurally at all. So I'm going to go ahead and get this thing tacked in here and see if this door latch works. Alright, so here's the next update on the 53 Ford Customline with the bear claw latches. I've got my striker all welded up over here. I got to do just a little bit of finished body work. I'll just put a little fiberglass filler on there, kind of smooth it out, fill some of the weld cracks there. But it's working. The latch is all welded on the door side, as you can see. Take your time and measure this out real good. I ended up cutting it off like 4 times and re-welding it. I ended up just about 3/16 to 1/4 of an inch in from this edge right here. I had to cut it, so I had to notch out the inside here also to make room for it. Not a big deal. The panel will cover it, the trim panel. So as you can see, I'll show you working here. That's nice and tight, and if you do it right, you got plenty of adjustment. I haven't finished hooking up to that, the handle inside, but it's working and it closes. The gap looks really nice. Take your time, make sure you weld that thing on in the right spot, and that your gap looks really good after. I have one vehicle that I did years ago that the gap was off, and it still drives me crazy to this day. So make sure you're nice and flush here. Take your time with it. I'll do another video once I got a little bit of body work done and finished working with the latch. Alright, so I got my 53 Customline here. Continuation of this project. So the latches are completely 100% done. So you can see I put a little paint on there. Dashes, or the panels are back on, and I did have to cut out a section of this panel and just kind of rewrap it with the cloth that's on there. But yeah, did a little body work on it, smooth it all out, and it looks like it's factory. And the linkage does, you can't see it, but it does line right up perfect right in here. And all I did was put a 1/4 bolt through that bracket with a collar on it, and put a jam nut on the back side, and that worked perfect. But when you do this, you want to notch this all the way back and get it as far back as you can into this lip, because this striker will need to be quite a ways back for you to get the proper adjustment on the door and to make this gap work really nice. But as you can see, door closes really nice. I spent quite a bit of time adjusting it, and it does not move. You can shake that thing all around and it ain't going nowhere. So definitely worth the $50 and the time to do it. I've still got to do the other side, which I will get to eventually, but this side was the worst. So thanks for watching.